Hi there, everybody. How's you doing? Start that again. Hi there. How's everything going with everybody? I hope you're having a good day, a good end of July or beginning of August, depending on when you're looking at this. Um, Today, I want to talk about something called Parkinson's Law. Now, many of you may have heard it. You may not have heard it with this name, perhaps. I learned of it a long time ago and totally even forgot about it until I was looking about for something to talk about today. It goes that work expands to fill the time available for its completion. Now, or that's a paraphrase of it. This was from G. Northcutt Parkinson, and he did this, I don't know, about 100 years ago. But what he was talking about in that particular case was the idea of how the British government was expanding the bureaucracy. It's like the more things they had to do, the more time it took to get it done. And he went off onto I think he even got into a book and a few things on that particular topic. So work expands to fill the time that we have for its completion. And you know this in the sense that if you've got a task and you've got 3 hours to do, it's going to take you 3 hours to do it, right? What I want to do is talk about the flip side of this concept. What if when you have a task and you think, oh, this is going to take forever, that it only takes the time that you think it's going to take? Now, I want to make a caveat here. I'm trying to be reasonable here. I mean, I'm not saying that something like, for say, a pregnant woman who decides that, at 8 months, she wishes the baby were born because it's just taking too long. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things that when you've got specific tasks that you know you need to do, and you're just not wanting to do it because you think it's going to take so long, that why don't you just decide that it's going to take 15, 20, 30 minutes, whatever, and get it done? You have that choice. Now, you're going to say, no, I don't. Within reason, as for example, yeah, I mean, if you're going to like cook a roast, it's going to have to take a certain amount of time depending on the particular method of cooking. I mean, depending if you got a convection oven, if you've got a Instapot or whatever, that's going to modify it, but it's still going to take some time to get done. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those tasks that you have to do that you're going to decide how long it's going to take to some degree. Now, when you're saying, but this can't be done, oh yes, it can. Think about this. How many times have you got a routine? Let's use your routine. You've got a morning routine, and it takes you whatever. From the time you get up to the time you walk out the door, let's just say for the sake of argument, 2 hours, whatever your routine is. Then something happens. The alarm doesn't go off. You get sick. You've got a child that gets sick. Something goes wrong and messes up that routine. You get out of the house sometimes in an hour because you made the changes. You still get certain things done, but you get out of the house on time, but it took you the time that you basically had to accomplish it to get it done, right? Or you're going someplace and then you discover, the clock stopped or whatever, or you're having to write a paper and suddenly they up the due date or some such thing like that, or you need to do something today. They give you, you have to do something at work, and then they say, oh, wait a minute, we need this done a week earlier. Can you give it to us tomorrow? Kind of thing. You can get it done within that particular time frame, can't you? Now you focus on it more, and that's the key here. Because if you think about it, what you're doing is when you've given yourself a short time frame to do it, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it is you're going to do, you're going to focus on it. And you're going to be laser focused on that particular topic. When you've got all the time in the world, it expands and you can fritter away a lot of time, and it just takes you forever. If you want to do research and you've got like an hour, you focus in and you go take a look at it. You do things, pick, select, and off you go. If you've got 2 hours to do it, you do this and you do that and you wander. You know what I'm talking about? Been there? If you have to decide what you're going to fix for dinner and you've got 15 minutes, you throw something together, do you not? If you've got an hour, you dawdle all night and try and figure out, well, should I do this and should I do that? Should I do this and should I do that? It'll take the time that you've got to accomplish whatever the task is. So what I'm going to challenge you to do is when you've got those tasks that you need done that you're not doing because they're going to take forever or a long time, why don't you just decide to just do them and focus on them? Do an experiment. Try and prove me wrong. Say, oh, I intended to do this in 30 minutes and it only took me 45. But were you laser focused on that? Did you allow your attention or something to wander so that you couldn't do that? Do you understand where I'm coming from? I hope so. I think this makes sense because if you think about all the times that you've had to shorten a time frame because of external factors, you managed to get a lot of things done when you were able to laser focus on that particular task. So all I'm going to do is say, why don't you do this deliberately? Pick something that you need to get done, or you need to get done and you definitely don't want it to get done, maybe for whatever reason, and just go ahead and do it. I don't know why, maybe because it is, the end of July, beginning of August, depending on where you were, but I thought of taxes. I mean, how many people delay their taxes and then they finally get them done because they have to get them done, and they just do it because they have to get it done. I think that might be, even if you're not one of those people who delays on doing it, I think you understand what I'm talking about because you know so many people who do. I've seen way too many lines of places, I was teaching a class late at night and walked and had to drive by a post office, and you could guarantee on every night when they had the income tax, there was a line around the street. Not every night, every night when they had to have the income tax due. So anyway, think about this week and how you use your time and whether or not you focus your time, and that's really the key to whether you get it done or not. Okay. So have a good week. Take a look at that. If you think you've got somebody who dawdles a lot, maybe you want to share this particular video. Let me know what you think, and hopefully it's helpful to you. So we'll see you next week or later at some point, and we'll tell you something else at that point. I hope it was helpful. Bye.